Oh man, we are back. So it's been about 2 weeks since I've last played, like, at least, well, played when I, like, recorded a video, but there are a few things that came up, so work was a bit busy for the last 2 weeks, but I am finally, like, through pretty much, like, the worst part of the year as far as workload is concerned, so I should be freed up from now until next year, so that's pretty awesome, so congratulations to myself. Also, in these last 2 weeks, the new Daredevil show and the Invincible show, I think, came out, and I kind of just started binge watching them instead of recording videos. So I was doing that for a bit. And then the other thing that I just want to mention is you may notice my rank right now is not as good as it usually is. The reason being is that I've been doing actually a lot of testing on not Battle Stadium. Is that the name of it? Battle Stadium? Whatever it's called, on Ranked. And I've just been trying out a bunch of different stuff. I tried out, like, Miraidon at one point. I was trying out Calyrex Ice for a bit. I liked all the stuff, but I'm right now on this version of a team. This is definitely not the final version, but I kind of just copy and pasted a team that I used all the way back. I don't know if it was Regulation D or the regulation after that. I remember I was using, like, a team that had Ting-Lu, Urshifu Dark, and Gastrodon, and then the other pieces were like Golden Go, Landorus, and then Fluttermane, and that team was like really, really good. So I kind of just took the concept of like Ting-Lu, Urshifu, and Gastrodon, peeled it off that team, and then worked around it, and then put on Zamazenta, Ogerpon, and Iron Valiant. I really wanted to try Iron Valiant, and so on and so forth, but we're going to be playing this guy. So my opponent, it looks like they're running a Zacian team. They got double fake out, a few other stuff, so it looks like Terra Ghost is going to be really helpful for this matchup. Zamazenta also looks pretty good. This Gastrodon, it doesn't have Yawn on it, so I can't just like Yawn Force Switch, but it does have Icy Wind, which could be kind of useful. I'm thinking we go Zamazenta, Ogerpon. That to me looks like a good lead. It's a little weak to Lando I, but if I'm able to make a workaround the Zacian and the Rillaboom, then Ting-Lu might be pretty decent. Yeah, I think Ting-Lu is good. It also is nice for reducing special attacking moves, and then I either will go Urshifu or Valiant. I think Urshifu looks solid here. So we're going to go with these four. One of the downsides of the team that I'm using is that I don't have any ground immunities. So originally I did have a Torn on the team over Ogerpon Hearthflame, but I kind of realized that having Torn on the team made me weak to opposing Heatran. I'm not really crazy about Heatran in this format, but it is actually pretty good against Zamazenta teams. So that was starting to become a little bit of an issue, and I needed to kind of figure out a workaround around that. But, yeah, so my opponent leads these two, so it's going to be Fluttermane and Landorus. I mean, I don't see what stops them from just Icy Winding and then clicking Earth Power. I think what I want to do here is actually just protect Zamazenta and just hard switch out into Ting-Lu. This Ting-Lu does have Snarl on it. It also has Ruination and Bulldoze, so I do have the form of speed control. I just have to be very careful about a potential Rillaboom switch in. So Ruination might be my best play, but also Snarl is looking like pretty good for this following turn. And we'll just protect just to kind of scout out what my opponent's doing. I'm assuming it's just Icy Wind and like Earth Power into Zamazenta. Like if I were them, that's probably what I would do. Yeah, so there's Icy Wind and then Earth Power, if I were to guess. Let's just see. Oh, they actually Sludge Bomb. Okay, so that actually wasn't a bad play for me. It could have been, it could have been a lot worse. I really thought they were going to Earth Power there, but Sludge Bomb also makes sense on my opponent's end. I'm thinking now we actually just Heavy Slam Landorus. I know it's really tempting to click Heavy Slam into Fluttermane, but it would probably end up picking up the KO, which it sounds good, but in reality, it's not as good as you might think, because my opponent will then be able to get in Rillaboom, and Landorus is the real threat right now. It's not really Fluttermane, because I have a bunch of ways to deal with it. So I think we're just going to immediately Terra-type Zamazenta, get rid of the grass, not the grass, the ground weakness, and then just immediately Snarl just to lower special attack. And then the following turn, we could just protect Zamazenta again, click another Snarl, and then we should be okay, I think, to Heavy Slam Fluttermane in the next turn after that. Yeah, so that's, to me, sounds pretty good. Ting-Lu, it's one of those Pokemon that in this format, it's like has a very niche role, but I do think in the right circumstances it could be really good. It's just its typing is a bit awkward for what's popular right now because it's weak to Fairy, Ice. What else is it weak to? It's also weak to water. It's weak to grass. So it's just weak to a bunch of different like common types that are used. But I do think all in all, it's a pretty good Pokemon. So yeah, my opponent's Substitute's going to fade. We'll be able to get off a Snarl here, which is really nice, lowering the special attack of both Pokemon. And then this next turn, I know it's really tempting to click Protect on Zamazenta. I think I actually want to click Heavy Slam just to kind of stop. Well, actually, I do want to stop a Substitute, but it is -1 now. I'm thinking we just Heavy Slam Fluttermane and actually maybe just click Snarl another time. My opponent very well could switch in Rillaboom for Flutter here. Although I wouldn't think that they would want to bring it against the team. Well, actually, no, they probably would. There's Ting-Lu and Gastron. They definitely would. So yeah, we're just going to do this just to cover. That's probably going to be Rillaboom. I'm going to be really kicking myself if it's Rillaboom and I didn't click Body Press. But it's actually Incineroar. Okay, so it looks like the last Mon's going to be Zacian. They actually, I guess, didn't bring Rillaboom, which is good for me. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. Is that Zacian, I'm guessing? Let us see. Let us see. Yep, that is indeed Zacian. So, not too bad for us. Obviously, obviously, I think we need to save the Ting-Lu, which is a little bit of a problem. But yeah, I don't think we necessarily need Urshifu anymore, right? We could kind of just like switch that out, sacrifice it, and then bring in Ogerpon. Or do we want to bring in Ogerpon now, predicting a Play Rough? Yeah, I think we bring in Ogerpon now, predicting a Play Rough. One of the things I have been debating about doing with Ogerpon is actually taking off Corn Leech and giving it Focus Energy to increase the chance of getting critical hits with Ivy Cudgel. So that would actually be pretty cool. I haven't really used Corn Leech a whole lot, but yeah, I think that might be a good idea for this team. But again, we're just kind of like testing things out, just seeing what's good, what's not good. My opponent just fakes out Zamazenta, and I'm assuming they Play Rough, which would make the most sense to me. Oh, that is not that is not Play Rough. That is a Swords Dance and a half. Oh goodness. Uh-oh. Okay, we really need to get rid of this Zacian right now. Oh boy. Guys, I'm a little scared. I gotta be honest. Okay, do they protect Zacian here, or do they just attack? I think I'm actually going to Spiky Shield and Body Press. I think, if anything, my opponent Parting Shots off of Ogerpon here, and then probably I think they might protect Zacian just to get in a free switch out into Lando. That seems to make the most sense to me. My opponent's immediately going to Terra type. What Terra is this? It's going to be Terra Fairy? What is it? Terra Fighting. Oh, God. Oh, God. Things are not going too well over here. I gotta be very honest with you guys. Hopefully they attacked the Ogerpon. I think, like, if anything, that should be the slot you attack here, but no, my opponent does not do that. Oh, God. That is a very much hurt Zamazenta there. Okay. All right. Oh, no, they doubled. Oh, goodness. Wow. That turn could have not gone any worse. Okay. Let us think here for just a moment. We could... Yeah, okay, I think we bring in Urshifu here. I think it will be able to possibly pick up a KO on Dazacian. It's going to be kind of close here. I mean, if I close combat, it will do enough damage. It's just the issue that kind of arises is that I am going to lower my defenses, and then I won't be able to survive an Earth Power from Landorus, even with the special attack being reduced. I definitely have to follow me here. I need to get rid of this Zacian before it just starts going... Well, it already has been going nuts, but yeah, I think this is probably my best play. Just close combat, get rid of the dog. Unfortunately, I don't have Focus Sash on this Urshifu. I just kind of threw safety goggles on just because it's an item that I know and I'm comfortable with, but I would really wish I had Focus Sash right now. But yeah, we're probably going to go down here with Ogerpon, which is a bit unfortunate, but we will be able to clear off the Zacian. Yeah, that does a lot. Okay. I'm assuming my opponent probably just clicked Flare Blitz here. If I were them, that's what I would do. Yeah, the thing is that we're not down and out just yet, though. So we still have access to Sucker Punch, and then we still have access to Bulldoze, which can be very helpful against the Fluttermane. Just hopefully no burn here. That would be really nice. Yeah, so we still have access to Bulldoze and Snarl. I really do wish I had, like, Heavy Slam on this Ting-Lu right about now. But, yeah, so there's the Fluttermane. I'm thinking we just protect Urshifu. Yeah, we just protect Urshifu and just immediately Bulldoze, and then we should be able to Wicked Blow in the following turn. We're going to just have to predict which Pokemon is going to get switched out here. So yeah, so we're just going to do this. I think this is the best play. Considering they have Flare Blitz on the Incineroar, I'm thinking they may not have Will-O-Wisp, but again, like, I don't really know. This guy had Swords Dance and Sacred Sword with Terra Fighting, so I'm really scared what might come next. But my opponent just doubles up into Urshifu here, so this is actually really, really good for me. Yeah, so we're going to be able to do a nice amount of damage, and then Wicked Blow is now threatening a lot. We should, I think, be able to outspeed the Incineroar with Ting-Lu. It's just the question is, do they switch out into Landorus? I'm going to say they do. I'm going to Wicked Blow, Fluttermane, and Snarl. Yeah, okay, so we made the right play there. It was a hard read, which I'm not crazy about doing, but you kind of sometimes have to make those plays. So we do make the right call there, which is awesome. Wicked Blow will be able to get the Fluttermane, which is really, really good. And then Snarl will be able to just reduce the damage of this Landorus, and then it should make things a little bit easier for me in these following turns. Which is really, really good. Now it's just kind of a matter of what do I do about the Incineroar. I'm thinking I want to protect Urshifu, but at the same time, my opponent is threatening just setting up a sub. But I do think here we just protect Urshifu. We Bulldoze the Incin. I don't want to just, like, risk a miss with Sand Tomb. Although, maybe Bulldoze would just still be the best play. It still probably should KO, even at -1. I'm not really liking Sand Tomb on Ting-Lu. I definitely want to switch that off. I like the other 3 moves, though, the Snarl, the Ruination, and all the other stuff. My opponent just fakes out here. They probably just hard read me. No, they did not. Okay, thank goodness. That is quite good for me. That is quite spicy. Yeah, so I'm just going to Sucker Punch here into Landorus. It's threatening a lot of damage, even at the -1, and I'm just going to Sand Tomb the Incineroar. I don't want to Bulldoze and hit my own Urshifu, so yeah. So Sucker Punch is going to do a little bit here, which is nice. Earth Power is definitely going to kill Urshifu, and then Sand Tomb should be... Sand Tomb should be able to pick up the Incineroar, and then I should be able to click Snarl a few times. I'm wondering how much Flare Blitz does here. Okay, that actually does more than I thought it would, which is a bit unfortunate. Just please don't miss. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, I got a little worried there. Okay, so yeah, we should be able to click Snarl. We are reducing a lot of damage output from this Landorus here. I think Earth Power it shouldn't be able to two-shot me here. I think it'll just probably miss out. But this is going to be really close. I have Assault Vest. I have the ability. I have max special defense. Oh, they're looking for... Oh, well, actually, no, they can't get poison. They have a sheer force, so it wouldn't even matter. So we get a Snarl here, which is awesome, and we should be able to win the game. That was not looking too good for a bit. I got to be really honest with you guys, but we made some nice reads to kind of come back here. Just hopefully no crit. Okay, good. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. All right, yeah, so we should be able to win the game. Even if my opponent Earth Powered on the previous turn, based on the damage output from what they did, they still would have probably not been able to win this one. So good for me. Yeah, that was a very tight game. That was a little bit too close for comfort. Yeah, this is a fun team. There are some flaws in it. Like, I do think Ting-Lu's... I think we need to change off Sand Tomb definitely to something else, just because the inaccuracy is not great, and I think the residual effects of it, with the damage out... Oopsie, I didn't mean to do that. I think the residual effects of it with the damage output, it doesn't do enough over the course of a game, because the thing about formats like this where you have restricted Pokemon is that it's so fast-paced because of the high damage output that Sand Tomb just doesn't do enough residual damage over time for it to kind of matter. So I feel like it would be better to have a move like Stomping Tantrum or Heavy Slam, or even like, actually probably not Throat Chop, we already got 2 dark moves, but just a high base power, like good move that's probably Stab or just high base power would be good. The other pieces of the team you guys didn't get to see, I like the Gastrodon on the team, but it is a bit awkward with like Rillaboom and Ogerpon running around, but it is probably, at least in my opinion, I do think it is arguably one of the best Dondozo counters in the game, just because of Storm Drain, and then if you go Terra Fairy, then they can't click Order Up on you, and then Body Press doesn't do as much damage, and then it also gets Clear Smog. So Gastrodon I probably want to keep, but I'll probably only use it for specifically the Dondozo matchups, to at least either deter it or bring it to those. And then the Iron Valiant, I'm very, very mixed about. I'm torn because it has really great supportive moves, but the issue is, at least what I've been finding with it, is that even with bulk investment, it still is super, super frail. I have debated about giving it Focus Sash, but the problem that I've been noticing is that when you give Focus Sash, then all of a sudden it's not fast enough to do certain things, which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah, like, you guys are kind of seeing the process of the making of like shifting the team around. But yeah, with that being said, let's do the song of the day. We're going to do Ain't It Fun by Paramore. Really, really good song. Really enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy it too. And yeah, I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all next time.